The Hamilton Police Service have concluded an investigation into allegations of improper ticket issuance. The investigation commenced in September of 2014 with members of our own service identifying the concern directly to their supervisor. The Hamilton Police Service took this matter very seriously and immediately assigned experienced investigators to conduct the criminal investigation while committing different investigators to the Police Service Act investigation. This investigation reveals discrepancies in the issuance of 32 tickets that were issued to 18 people. This investigation, although it has taken some time to complete, it has followed the proper process which protects the integrity of the investigation. It protects the fair trial rights of the individual officers, and it fosters confidence in the community by the very thoroughness and the detail of the investigation. We have followed the evidence and we have followed the law. The evidence obtained in this investigation will be presented in the public, open, transparent criminal court proceedings. The charges laid are now in the hands of the Crown Attorney, and the court date for the officers involved is July 13th. 7 officers were arrested this morning, and the investigation now confirms that criminal charges have been laid against 5 officers of the Hamilton Police Service, and the offenses these individual officers will now face are listed in the media handout that will be provided to you shortly. Police Constable Bhupesh Galati, Sean Smith, Steve Trevally, Stacy Tildesley, and Dan Williams will all face criminal charge allegations. Where the evidence supports it, the officers will also face internal disciplinary action pursuant to the Police Services Act, and this facet of the investigation requires more work and will be announced at a later date. We have assessed our policies, procedures, and the business processes related to offense notice issuance and handling. We have assessed processing, filing, and inspection of those offense notices that are issued to the public. There is nothing procedurally or by business process that would have caught this earlier, but what was needed was a full, fair, robust investigation, and that has been done. We have met with and we have interviewed some of the people named in those tickets, and we as a service, we are committed to take every step possible to ensure that we make the situation right and that no person is negatively impacted or is in any jeopardy moving forward. All 32 tickets will be withdrawn in the proper and appropriate court process. While under investigation, the members were on restricted administrative duties. Today, all 7 members are now suspended from duty. They are suspended with pay as required in law. This matter will now proceed through the criminal courts and the police tribunal. And I will now take your questions.
What were those tickets for, Chief?
I do not have the information on those and won't address that because that will in fact be evidence before the criminal court.
Nicole, do you have a question?
I do. There's been some talk or complaints among officers about a lot of pressure to issue tickets and talk that that's sort of part of the culture here at the Hamilton Police Service. Does the administration play any bearing responsibility in what happened here given that pressure to issue tickets?
We set high expectations of performance in this organization, and we will continue to do so. We are responsible for the safety of the public, and that is done through many mechanisms within the Hamilton Police Service, through prevention and through education, but enforcement is a big part of that. You can look over the last 5 years and you will see that enforcement has risen in our service, and that has improved the road and traffic safety for our citizens, and our collisions at the same time have fallen dramatically.
Phil, you got a question?
Well, I see that we're streaming this via Periscope. We're being very open about this. This comes on the heels of another officer being arrested on a separate matter. In terms of the relationship, trust with the public, how is Hamilton Police looking to try to build that after something like this?
The relationship that we have with our community is vital to the success of policing, and we work on establishing and maintaining the public trust every day. Our officers are out there right now carrying out their enforcement, carrying out their prevention, carrying out their protection of our public, and we are committed to do that. What the public does need to know is that we are absolutely committed in any circumstance, not specific to what we've addressed today, but in any circumstance where there is any allegation of misconduct, we will investigate, we will thoroughly investigate, we will be guided by that evidence, and we are not afraid to be following that evidence wherever that takes us, because that builds the public trust in that the police service is being held accountable.
Are you at all, the Action Team I know deals with a lot of people downtown, a lot of some marginalized populations. Are you addressing that? Are you worried about that sort of perception?
I think it's important that we recognize the totality of the action strategy. And the action strategy itself is designed, it has many components. It is designed to address the issues that take place in the downtown core of Hamilton. And it is preventative in nature as well. Sam, we have run the Social Navigator program since 2011. The Social Navigator program designed and built to help people who are on the street that need access to services. We have had great success with that program in working with our partners and social agency support systems to help people. It's a very proactive, preventative approach. We've also just concluded the beginning of the formal and permanent program of the Mobile Crisis Rapid Response Team dealing with mental health on our streets. So the action strategy itself, which also includes bail compliance and monitoring of the court conditions, it is a very sound strategy. It is very effective in the city of Hamilton on the qualitative and quantitative measures, the crime analysis, the intelligence-led policing measures. The strategy itself is very successful. We will deal with this incident, we will deal with this issue before the criminal courts as in the charges that we now allege. It doesn't matter personally how I feel. What matters is that we apply the law fairly, justly, and it's important also to note that in any circumstance, not specific to this that we addressed today, but in any circumstance, individual officers that are involved in any situation, they bear a responsibility for their own actions. And we must, though, in the process, recognize that they are innocent until proven guilty, and they are due the due process of law, and that is what the chief must commit to.
I'm sorry, does it mention in the handout what they're charged with?
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm listing out those charges.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Are those all male officers you mentioned?
They're listed in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just let you-